So, I watched the new It movie this weekend, and I gotta say, I'm pretty disappointed in that movie. I don't remember what the ratings were like online. I was thinking they were pretty good, though. Um, but Eva and I watched it this weekend thinking, this looks pretty cool. I thought about seeing it in the theater, and I didn't. And now I'm kind of glad that I didn't, because it was awfully silly. um, the previews that they had, the trailers that they had for this movie made it look pretty creepy. They made it look dark, scary. And I would say like maybe I'm just um, too grown up or too used to scary movies now. Everything's been done a million times, and so it's not scary anymore. But I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's literally just, it was silly. The CGI in it, it just didn't work, man. It made it less scary. It made it more cartoonish. The clown, I just didn't like the clown in this one. They made it out to like this version of Pennywise was going to be, ultra scary, ultra spooky, creepy clown, but it didn't do that for me. I laughed out loud several times when Pennywise was on the screen. So yeah, I can't say that it was very scary at all. I will say though that in terms of a cool story of it being like an adventure, if you treat this like an adventure movie, it's actually pretty cool. If you treat it like you know, um, like a Goonies or like a Stand By Me or something, where it's like this group of kids and they've got this mission to accomplish, and there's something mystic or magical involved. It's a cool story. It really is. And I'm saying this too as a huge Stephen King fan. I love pretty much every book I've ever read that he's written. Even ones that other people have written off, I enjoy a lot. I really loved it. And I like the original movie. And I see what they're doing with this one. They're splitting it into two. So in the book, you had these adults kind of looking back on what happened when they were kids, and you get little glimpses of what happened then, but it was them in the present tense dealing with this, 30 years later dealing with this same fear-based presence, right? Um, and then, and the original movie, it showed them all as adults, and there was like little glimpses back to childhood, but it was mostly about this mission as adults to go shut this thing down, right? For good. Um, what they did with this movie, which I really liked, is did just completely the kids' perspective, completely that storyline of when they were kids. The thing that was different from this in the book is that in the book, I believe the kids' story took place in like the 40s, maybe, or 50s, and all they did is just made it more modern. They made it so this one took place in 1989, so they had to change kind of the background scenery and what was going on at the time. And then that way, when they make the next movie, it'll be present day, and these people going back to deal with this. So it is scheduled to be, it is set up to be where they're going to make the second movie, and it's going to be the adults coming back, 27 years later to deal with this curse once again. Um, but like I said, I don't know. I'm not really excited about it, to be honest. I'm not really excited about the next one because of this one. It seems to me that with Stephen King movies, there are very few that translate well on screen, or at least that someone can write a great screenplay and translate that to the screen. It's been done a few times. Stand By Me was amazing. Um, the Shawshank Redemption, oh my God, one of the best movies there ever was. And there's a few here or there that are really good. And even some of the more horror films are very good. Um, but they're never even close to what you would imagine after reading one of the books. Like it scared the shit out of people, right? The book scared the shit out of people, but the movies don't seem to do that. Maybe kids, maybe 10-year-olds and under would be scared by these It movies, but it's just not doing anything for me. It's not even that cool looking to me. It looks silly. It looks silly. And yeah, so I was disappointed with the film, and I'm kind of glad I didn't, go see it in the theater, and I waited for DVD. Eva thought the same thing. She thought it was silly. She said, this is ridiculous. Um, our son, who's almost 8, he watched part of it with us. He laughed out loud a lot of the times too. So it seems to me that it's pretty universal. This movie wasn't scary. It was definitely a cool little adventure, a cool little story. But as far as horror flicks go, not so good. There are some other reboots coming that I'm excited for. They're supposedly redoing Firestarter, and Firestarter was made into a movie in the 80s with Drew Barrymore when she was a little kid. And it's a pretty cool movie. I'd like to see what they can do with it with modern day, filmmaking, modern day technology, and how cool they can make that movie. Because what's cool, it's not supposed to be scary. It's more of a science fiction-y, fantasy type movie. It's about these people who were experimented on in the 60s, and years later, them and their children have these abilities like telekinesis and different kinds of powers. So kind of comic booky, and I'm really interested to see what they do with that. I did watch the movie on Netflix called 1922. Highly recommend that one. That's a Stephen King story. It's a short story, and they made it into a full-length film for Netflix. And that one stuck right to the book, and it is creepy as fuck. It's as creepy as the book. When I read the book, I was like, man, this is a dark story. This is dark, man. This is gruesome. And then I watched the Netflix show, like, see what they do with this, because they always butcher Stephen King stuff. But they did a remarkable job on that. So look that up, 1922 on Netflix. Anyway, that's it. That's my kind of overview / review of it. I was not very impressed. I would give it a 7 maybe, and that's just because the story is cool, but it's absolutely not what it was meant to be, which is this creepy, scary horror flick that's supposed to make you on edge the whole time. There was a couple like jump scares in the movie, and most of them didn't work. They didn't work. So that's it. That's my review. Take it or leave it. If you want to see more videos like this, if you want to see me review some of these other movies I've been talking about, or shows on Netflix, or just me rambling about random stuff like I do, that's what I do here on this channel. I just talk about whatever's on my mind, and it doesn't matter. Take it or leave it. You like it or you don't. I make a wide variety of videos for a wide variety of people, so because I'm a guy who thinks a lot about a lot of different things. So subscribe if you like that kind of thing, and like this video, whether or not you liked the Stephen King, the new Stephen King It movie. And that's it. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.